Mr. Bombastic. We want some bombastic, romantic, fantastic.
What's up, AllNighter fan? Welcome to episode 6 of Up All Night.
I didn't do this
FSY.
because it's apparently the FSY thing, so I didn't want to steal that from them.
We don't want to steal that from them.
Anywho,
hopefully you guys enjoyed our special edition. Thank you so much to all of our new subscribers. I mean, all our new all-nighters. Welcome to the family. We can't wait to have you guys put in your 5 cents.
yeah.
In the comments and all that stuff. So we're excited to have you guys on board. Thank you to all of our loyal all-nighters from day one for being there and just enjoying the content that we are bringing to YouTube.
You can probably see that she's wearing the glasses today and I'm not, which isn't helping either of us because now we're both
blurry.
But
we're going on a blind date.
That we... So dry. So today's topic, we decided we were going to talk about
Are you okay? And I think that it's one of the things that people don't really ask. They'll ask it. I think the problem is they'll say, are you okay? And then when the people start actually responding, they just shut off.
Oh, what do we say next?
Yeah. Or they just don't listen. Or...
Well, they might do. We don't know. But,
well,
you know,
a lot of times, I reckon.
We wanted to, I guess, well, obviously most of these videos are our opinions and our experiences. So we've got as we do, we write down a few questions just to give it a bit of a, just to control our conversation so that we don't just ramble on like we do sometimes.
Yeah. So we just want people to realize that it is actually a serious topic and we don't take it lightly at all. But at the same time, because it's our own opinion, we may be a little bit oblivious to some things. Mm-hmm. So this is, I think, is a good platform for a lot of those who have experienced it or are currently going through it or whatever, to kind of give us your opinion or, you know, tell us
if you want to share, and if you want to share experience, or even for those that are going through it. Sort of give us an insight of how we can help. Because for people that have never experienced it or don't have friends or family that have gone through it, we have no clue. Like besides what we see on TV or hear on the news. Or
I have a clue.
But I want to hear it from people, like the actual people that have gone through it. Like
which
what
ones
actually
the
helps.
people that are going through depression, or the people that have gone through depression with people who have been depressed?
Both.
Okay, I have a clue then.
Oh, well, if she has a clue, well, lucky you.
Not really lucky.
No, not lucky you. But sorry, I don't mean that.
So insensitive.
But I mean, like, you know, if you can help us, help you, or help other people that are going through the same challenges, then by all means, let us know, because we wanna be able to help in any way we can. And yeah, please don't take offense to anything we say. Like we said, this is literally our experiences and our opinions and what we've known or what we understand. Yeah. So don't blame us for our understanding, because, you know,
we lack it.
We may lack. What do we understand about mental health?
What do we understand? I think years ago I would have honestly been like, yeah, okay, whatever, dramatic. Or like, there is no such thing. But recently, like over the last couple of years, I have really I've come to understand that it's actually like a legitimate thing. Like, I think even to this day, a lot of people still don't think it's serious, and they still don't realize just how serious it is. Like, just because you don't physically see the pain
doesn't mean it's not
there.
That's so true. Because I'm exactly the same. You know, and I don't mean to offend any of you, but I was a bit insensitive to the topic. Like, I was one of those that didn't really believe in it, because I was just like, oh, I used to just think, oh, don't just get over it. But why do you think that was our mentality? Do you think it was because we weren't taught about it? Well, because we never really heard a lot about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And we never really heard about it.
Like when we grew up, we seemed pretty happy. Like we had a happy
Tough
life.
love. Do you reckon
Yeah,
tough love? I feel like it was like, and I don't think our parents, I don't even think they knew anything about it either.
Yeah, because
which is not their fault, because
on their experiences.
That's true. So we're taught what they know, and I guess now that we're older and we do have a better understanding, like a little bit better of an understanding about it, that's where we can change the cycle and we can teach our kids so that they don't grow up with the insensitivity of doing the whole that thing that we did and did the get
Brush it
over
off
it,
type
yeah,
thing.
or like call it dramatic or act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, mind you, back then, it didn't really, like, it wasn't ever spoken about. It wasn't even on the news. It wasn't
honestly,
even on social,
just
social media wasn't a big platform there back then either. So
and that's
you
probably
couldn't really
something
see.
that's contributed to as well.
That's true. So I think for people that did experience it back in the day, just had to keep it to themselves.
Yeah.
Because no one else understood.
And that was just so hard.
That would have been harder for them because there was no one there to help or like no one to understand.
It's kind of like when people... Okay, it's like back like age, like when we were growing up, people would keep the fact, like the secret to themselves in terms of like their sexuality. Like if they felt attracted to the same sex, they would keep it to themselves. But now that it's like more open about it, a lot of people are more open to actually opening up about it too.
Or coming out as well.
Yeah, coming out, finally coming out.
Because then like it's being accepted more now.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the same thing with mental
with
health.
mental health. It's being accepted more.
Yeah, and people are understanding now, like, or they're a bit more sensitive to the topic. Whereas in back then, I think a lot of people were insensitive.
Yeah.
And it was it's because they didn't understand. They didn't have the knowledge
I
to
think,
deal with it.
Yeah, the intentions weren't insensitive.
Yeah.
We just didn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
But I think now that people know more about it, there are now people who are insensitive to it because even though they hear about it all the time and they know that there's so many suicides that come from it, people still don't understand it and then they become insensitive because...
And I think it's a lot, like, and even till now, like, a lot of people are insensitive to it until it happens to someone close to them or to them. Okay, what are your thoughts or experiences on depression or mental health?
Well, so one of the members of my own family had gone through depression. Actually, no, a few of them now had gone through depression. And the funny thing is, like 2 months before I found out, I just came across this article on Facebook. And it was talking about a sister missionary who was experiencing depression on a mission. And so I was like intrigued, right? Like I was like, man, I kind of like piqued my curiosity. So I read it. And when I read it, I just loved it. Like I was so like everything for that 2 months was all about depression. I literally read so much about it. It got to the point where my sister was like, can you stop reading that stuff? It's like making me depressed and stuff. And I was like, no, it's actually quite interesting. Like it really did open up my mind to what people who had depression were experiencing, what they felt like, what the things that they would do. Yeah, like honestly, it is so like, I don't know, it just opens your mind up so much and you become more open to it happening. And then you also become more observant and aware. Yeah, like when you see things, you're like, oh, okay, I remember I read that. So anyways, 2 months, I was literally every day, I read countless numbers of bloody articles and I watched videos and I did like heaps of things. And I don't know why. I literally had this obsession with mental health and depression and suicide and all that stuff. And so 2 months later, I found out that one of my family members was actually seeing a psychologist. And so like to me, I was like, what? Like, I think I was actually really shocked. I was like, what? Like, why? And in my mind, I was just trying to figure out why are they going to see a psychologist? Like, everything's good, right? Like, we're happy. Like, we're a good family. Like, we have a big family. We support. And so anyways, I thought, like, I'll go up and I'll ask them. And so when I asked them, I said, like, is it true that you're seeing a psychologist? And then they're like, yeah. And then I left it at that. I didn't know how to react. And I literally ran into the room and I Googled the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. Do you know
I
what
was
the
just
difference?
about to say, what is the difference?
The difference is the psychiatrists can actually give medication. Psychologists are there to
Understand your mind.
the mind and like help you go through it. But a psychiatrist will prescribe. They can prescribe.
Okay.
They can give like prescription drugs and stuff like that. And like at that moment when I kind of like figured out what the difference was, I literally like just when I went to my door, she walked past and I was like, hey. And I was like, can you just tell me what's going on? Like, I just want to know. Like, I just want to know. And then I was like, I promise, like, just tell me. And then, like, she literally, like, just walked into her room and she just, like, started bawling her eyes out. And I was like, we were just crying and crying and crying. Because I didn't understand it. Like, I was like, I don't really know what the thing is.
Yeah.
And at that time, the church just came out with a depression video. They just came out with the video. So we watched it, like I asked her if we could watch it together, and then we watched it together and stuff, and we were just crying and stuff. And all I asked was like, can you just tell me what it is that you want to do, and we'll do it. Like, you know, we'll just try our best to kind of cater around her and stuff. And that was her request was literally she just wanted the family around. And the next day we all basically stayed home. And we were dropping Nelson off to the train station in the morning, and he was like, why is everyone staying home? And then we were like explaining to him what happened, because I told my sister straight away, like when I called my sisters and I told them straight away, and like we were like, okay, we're gonna stick together, we're gonna have breakfast and stuff. And then we dropped off Nelson to the station, and then like half an hour later he was back at home. Like he came back home because he was like, nah, I have to be home too. And then, like, it was good. Like, we literally just had breakfast together, spent time together. And we asked all our cousins if they could come over. We didn't tell them what was going on. Like, we just
said come over.
Come over. And we literally had, like, a talent night. Like, there's a YouTube video of our talent night. We did that because we wanted it for my sister and stuff.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, yeah, it was pretty, like, honestly, reading stuff and all that, you kind of, like, it helped a lot. Like, I reckon if I had not read all those things, I would have just been like,
get over it. Yeah.
Stop being dramatic. But it was like really sad for me, but I think at the same time I was happy for like all of us, like, because we kind of, like, she opened up to telling us what it is that she wanted us to do, like how we could help her.
Yeah.
People had
that would have been just as hard for her to like even just say. Damn.
People had it differently. Like, some people have to go away from home to do it. Like, some people
just need to be alone.
Or some people want people around. So
we don't know how to ask for help.
Yeah,
I think that's a big one.
And that's why it's so important when they ask the question, "Are you okay?" But it's not the fact that you're asking the question; it's the fact that when they start to answer, you actually listen carefully so you know how to respond.
Yeah.
You know.
And sometimes it's just about listening. You know.
Yeah. How about you? Do you have any experiences with everyone?
Like, I think, like, maybe one of my cousins have gone through it, but we've never really ever spoken in depth of what it was like. It was just from what we saw.
Why?
Just she was different. Like, she just changed all of a sudden.
So
she changed towards us. She just changed towards everyone. We never saw her for, like, a long period of time. And then, like, when we did see her, she just wasn't herself.
And you never asked her?
I didn't really, because I didn't understand. I didn't know. I just was like, oh, what's going on?
Why she changed?
And, you know, I just didn't know what it was. I sort of didn't want to ask because maybe I wasn't ready to hear what she had to say, or maybe because I had no idea what it was. But then it wasn't until... like, I think we just, like, started, like, I just sort of started to, like, try and spend more time with her and stuff like that. And then, like, later on, I think maybe when she was getting better or, you know, becoming herself again, and I could tell the difference. Like, I could tell when she was, being herself again. I was like, oh, okay. And then it wasn't until like then when she started opening up a bit, like, you know, like that she was depressed, and that it was like a feeling like she'd never want to go back to, like, ever again, like that. It was, yeah. But to be honest, we didn't fully ever get into it. And she's quite private. Like, she doesn't really like to talk about deep stuff about herself. Yeah. That, and like I have a friend who sort of has issues with mental illness, but to be honest, when she first told me about it, I literally just said to her, I feel so bad. Like, I used to say, it doesn't exist, like, just get it out of your head. If you just, and I used to just think, if you just don't act like you have it, you won't have it. Yeah, that's what I would say to her. And
I would be like, how, like, if you just choose to be happy, you'll be happy.
And I was like, just don't focus on that. Like, just focus on all the good, everything you do have, all the blessings, like, that you don't ask for, that you, like, you know, are the things that you already have in your life. But then the thing was, like, she would, like, when we were together and stuff, like, I never saw signs of it. Yeah. Never ever saw signs of it.
Do you know what? Like, maybe you just didn't realize there were signs.
There was one time that something happened when we were together, and that was the first time I'd ever seen it, like, seen something happen, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's real. Not it's real, but oh my gosh, she's like, you know, it was in front of me. Like, what happened? Like, it happened in front of me. So I was like, oh my goodness, like, there's something, like, really not wrong, but there's something going on with her that, like, I don't know what to, like, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to say. And then we talked about it a bit more and stuff like that, and she told me, like, how long it'd been going on for, and like,
imagine those people that, like, go, they just, it eats them up so much, and, like, they got no one to talk to.
Yeah.
But I think what's worse is when you have so many people around you, but you still feel like you can't talk to them.
You still feel like alone. You still feel alone. Lonely. That's true. What can we do to better educate ourselves about mental illness? Or about mental health, sorry.
Read.
Yeah?
Read. Watch. Ask people about their experiences.
Yeah.
Because the more you know, that I feel like the easier it would be for you to just understand that it's real. And
you become more, like, before you because you did all that reading, you were more aware.
And I was more empathetic.
And then more sensitive, and empathetic towards it.
I was very empathetic. Like,
that's true.
Me and us, and we're like, oh, I think, with this serious, like, I think we need to pray as a family. Every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, we need to get up and we'll pray.
Damn.
So we legit
I've done that since we were kids.
Yeah, we did that for like a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks or a month or so. And that was the time they needed it the most. So educate yourself. Honestly, read it. It may sound depressing to read about depression, but it actually gives you it gives you like light.
I think if everyone's better educated, it helps those that are suffering, because we then know how to always approach it or, like, act towards people that have it. What are some signs we should look for in our friends or family to know if they need help?
Change in behavior, like you were saying.
Yeah.
They're not the way they used to be. People who they can't get out of bed.
Yep.
They stay in. They just literally just stay in their room and close themselves in all the time.
Change in behavior is a big one, I reckon. So things like that that we sometimes might miss could be those little changes that.
But I think also sometimes we all go, oh, someone else is checking up on them.
That's true. Or they've got closer friends that are probably
asking. I was just about to say that. Like,
they're like, oh, we're not that close. Or like someone's... Because do you ever think in your mind, like, think of someone who you're not extremely close with, or like, you know, just high and by friends, but they pop into your head and you're like, nah, surely they've got other friends that are looking up, like, checking up on them. I know you'd probably check up on everyone. She checks up on everyone.
When people pop into my head, I just check up on them straight away. Yeah. I don't know why.
No, but it's a good thing. I think I don't think people would be popping into our heads
For no reason?
For no reason, yeah. And there's no harm in checking up on them. Even if you look like an idiot sometimes, because they're probably like, okay, weirdo, like, you know.
I had a dream about someone.
For example.
Never ever spoken to them ever. Probably like once.
See that, I don't know, see that part, I don't think I'd ever do that. But
And
good on you.
I messaged him. Because it's like, it's weird. Like, don't even know you, but like, I dreamt about you. And honestly, I like, to me, it's more the fact that like, but like to me, it's more the fact that, okay, I'm glad I did my part, you know, like, I asked, I made sure, like.
That's true.
Like, but why is it so hard? I don't know why it's so hard for people to just ask. Like, hey, how's it going? And I think we set so many rules with when to say hi, when not to say hi. Like, honestly, there's just too many rules around it. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. I'm literally just thinking about it now, like the whole, probably because you're not close enough to be like, are you okay? But it's weird because sometimes you don't want to open up to your closest friends.
Because they judge you the worst too.
They do judge you the worst. Because imagine one of us telling each other like, guys, or just start laughing or be like,
the same thing.
or just think we're lying or something like that. Whereas it'll be so funny because then someone could just message you out of the blue that you haven't seen in like ages, and then all of a sudden you're pouring your heart out.
Yeah, it's so true. It honestly
happens a lot.
And that's why it's so important for people to ask, like, are you okay? Because it's the easiest thing to say, but the hardest thing for people to do.
That's true.
Like, the easiest word to say is hi. Yeah.
It's also the
when
hardest.
we go to the shops and we see somebody that we may know, it's like, try and pretend like you
didn't see them.
But why, right? Like, it's like, you didn't have tension before, you didn't have beef. Then why all of a sudden we're just kind of like...
You just don't want to start an unnecessary conversation, maybe? I don't know.
Well, you don't have to say. You can just say, hey, just say, sorry, I'm just in a rush.
See, me, I'm bad. I'm so bad at ending conversations. So once I say hi, the conversation is literally going to go on until you guys stop it, because I'm never going to stop. What advice can we give to those who are going through these sorts of challenges and trials?
I think they need to admit it. That it's something that's actually happening to them. Because sometimes when you don't admit it, you just it eats you up so much that it makes it worse. And I feel like when people admit that they are feeling that way, it kind of allows them to breathe a little bit more.
If you don't admit it, it's going to prolong the process
getting
better.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So admit it. This is my own opinion. I would personally not encourage you to take drugs. Because
even prescripted?
Even prescripted. Just because, like, I feel like it's a numbing drug, and the whole point of those drugs is to numb you so that you don't feel a certain way. And, like, even though it sucks, I don't know what it feels like, but it may suck feeling that way. But I would rather you know how to feel that way than to be confused because you're on some drug.
That's true.
Because
it's
sadness
like you have to feel it all.
Yeah, sadness is not the only type of feeling. And if you don't know how to feel happy, if you don't know how to feel love and stuff like that, then it's all screwed. Well, yeah, guys. Someone doesn't really know.
That doesn't really have any experience. I think I would advise them to, like, I know it's hard and a lot of them don't know how to ask for help, but maybe my advice would be to get help. If you know, don't be prideful or don't be scared, but try and get help whatever way you can, because you don't want it to get to the point of, no return. It's sad for some people who weren't able to get help or didn't know how to ask for help, who are no longer with us because of it.
He committed suicide.
Yeah. Because that's where it leads, unfortunately.
See, even that, it was hard for you to say commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll never be easy to say it.
Nah.
But the problem we have is people don't say it enough for people to be aware that that's why they're feeling that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like uncomfortable.
unspoken word.
Because it's uncomfortable to talk about. Like, even though I'm uncomfortable to speak about it now, especially because I don't really have experience, you know, of people close to me that have gone through it. I think I want to be able to talk to my kids about it openly and not it be a scary subject to approach. Because if I can learn now how to, you know, see those signs or see the warnings in our kids or in our nephews and nieces, you know, we'd be better off, because at least we'd have like an inkling of something going wrong or something going on in their lives that we can help, or we can try and help. Or
If you really want to help someone understand that they might not necessarily want you around.
Like, you can't push them. Nah. It's like the worst thing you can do is push them or try and tell them what to do.
Yeah.
When they don't even know what to do sometimes.
And you need to, like, remind them that you love them. You just have to remind everyone. Don't hear it enough from people. And it's not like they're seeking attention or anything.
No.
But I just feel like if someone just reminded them of that, it might change their way of thinking. Like, they
About
might
themselves.
change their decisions.
Yeah,
Or what
like,
they're
why
gonna
do
do.
they love me? What things do they love about me? Like, why do they need me around, sort of thing.
Honestly, I think for me, it's ask, listen, and then do.
Listen, yeah.
Right?
Listen's a big one too. Not listen to respond, but listen to understand. Instead of trying to listen and be like, okay, I know what to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But just listen and just be there, because sometimes that's all someone wants. It's just someone to listen. They don't need to hear your expertise, or they don't need to hear your opinion on why they're feeling the way they're feeling. They just want someone to listen and to be like, you know what? We'll just sit here for a minute and go through this darkness together. For a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just to be with them.
And we'll never fully understand how it feels unless you actually go through it.
yourself.
There's a quote that says, a smile is a curve but sets many things straight.
Oh, what? That's our topic for today.
It's pretty serious, eh?
It is serious, but it's good.
It's heavy.
Like, it is heavy, and I think we're open to talking about all these sorts of things. Like we said, we're not experts at any of this. We just are here to give our opinion and hope that it could relate to somebody out there who maybe needs to hear it, or is going through something like this. But we're here for any of you guys that need to talk.
All that's going through it, we love you guys.
We love you. Anywho, we appreciate all of you guys, all our followers, all our subscribers, all our AllNighter fam.
Sometimes you might have to take a break away from social media too.
Yes, that will help. So many expectations on social media. Have to have the best profile picture, have to post exciting stories, have to have the best feed. Like, there's just so much expectation, and a lot of people just don't need that right now. I feel so sorry for people that live for others, you know?
Oh my gosh, that would be so freaking tiring.
It is tiring.
It's like, what would they be wearing today? Like, what's going to be cool that they're going to like? Like, really?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be the first person to get this, do this, be this, wear this, look like this haircut, this hairstyle, like...
Or like, is anyone else have this? Oh my gosh.
It's exhausting. What movie is that from?
Oh, I know it. Can you give me another clue?
It's exhausting. I can't give you another clue, because
me
the
another
other
clue.
clue would be... What is she wearing? I just gave it away. That's a big one. Come on, sis. Come on, sis, before the battery dies. Come on, sis, before the battery dies.
What is it?
Do you give up? Selena.
We gotta be more Mexican than the Mexicans and more American than the Americans, both at the same time. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
So annoyed that I didn't get that.
Yeah,
Freak.
I would have been too. Thank you again. We honestly do appreciate each and every one of you. We may not know you each by name, but we do appreciate you and we love you heaps, and we're so grateful to have this channel and all the follows that we've got and all the comments and feedback and experiences that we've been able to hear because of it. And that's one of the reasons why we've done it. We just love to
Talk crap.
talk and give our opinions, but no, we love to especially hear other people's stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best part of it, I reckon. But
take the time to ask people if they're okay. Make sure
genuinely, you know, not just for the sake of asking, but genuinely ask. Think of someone this week,
and don't make it just because this month is about that month.
Yeah, make it a
that's something that I hate.
Do it because it's the trend that month, or that's the thing that's
happening. Frustrating. Just do it. Like,
just do it when you're...
There are other months of the year where people feel
that's
like that. If anything, the other months are the most unloved months because...
everyone's going to forget that's
right.
Suicide Prevention Month. But maybe we give you a challenge to think of someone this week, yeah? Give you a challenge to think of someone this week that might need that text and genuinely ask them if they're okay and... Maybe go out.
Make time for them.
Make time for someone, yeah. That's all we ask. And we'll do the same. We are trying to widen the range of things that we discuss, so it's not all just around the one topic.
Yeah, we want to be able to talk about anything and everything.
Yeah, but we do have a couple, like I think we've got a couple lined up for the next coming weeks because some people have already messaged and left comments on what they want us to talk about. So we'll do that.
I reckon we'll revisit all these topics again and then we'll maybe see if our perspectives have changed.
It's changed, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next week on Up All Night. Bye.
This the remix. Feelings so deep in my feelings. No, this ain't really like me.